Yo, 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 this your boy, the Rim McCoy, coming at you, man. How about them Cowboys, man? How about them Cowboys, man? Big win, big game, big win. Sunday Night Football, division rival, New York Giants, man. Tough win, tough, resilient win, man. The 2010, 11, 12, and 2013 Dallas Cowboys, they wouldn't have won that game. They will. I mean, the resiliency started off with last year's team. Going into training camp last year, you can just feel it. Something felt different. You know what I mean? The resiliency to keep going, keep fighting, not make that crucial mistake down the stretch. Man, just a great physical win, big win, man. I mean, there were times there where there were doubts. Cowboys Nation, you gotta be. There were doubts. You know what I mean? No doubt. You know what I mean? But good win, man. The game was ugly. It was an ugly game. It wasn't smooth at all. I mean, the first half, we dominated the Giants in passing yards, rushing yards, time of possession, the number of plays that was ran. We dominated all that. The one thing that we didn't have the advantage on is the only thing that really matters at the end of the day, and that's the score. You know what I mean? We only had 3 points and 6 at the half. And we dominated the first half. We only down by 6. I was like, man, what is going on here, man? We drove down. We couldn't punch it in on the first drive. We got the field goal. Things like that, then when the Giants got the ball, J.J. Woodcock made that big hit, that big hit on Odell Beckham. I said, okay, Woodcock's sending a message. He letting everybody know, hey, it is what it is. Telling the Giants, hey, you guys in for a tough night. Our defense ain't no joke no more. You know what I mean? And speaking of defense, our defense played their butts off tonight, man. They played their butts off, man. That's why I was like, win the game for our defense, man. I mean, gave up 26. That's not great, not horrible. We gave up 26. But the Giants scored 17 points off turnovers. You see what I'm saying? We spotted them 17 and they scored 26. But I know that turnovers are a part of the game. It's part of the sport, it's part of the game. Those things happen, you know what I mean? But our defense played their butts off. Our secondary, especially with no Scandrick, man, they played way above my expectation. I thought we would be better. Brandon Carr played solid, you know what I mean? We control Odell Beckham. I mean, he did have that one clutch third down catch when they had Patman on him. And I was like, man, you know what I mean? But for the most part, Claiborne covered him. Claiborne played very well. Patman played well. You know what I mean? Brandon Carr played well. Now, defensively, we do have some troubles. I mean, they were able to run between the tackles on us. Have some success there between the tackles. Kind of had a hard time stopping the run. You know what I mean? But I think that once we get Rolando McClain back now, over the next month and a half, it's gonna be tough and brutal, man. Dez Bryant broke a bone in his foot, broke his foot. They're saying he's going to have surgery within the next probably within the week. And, he's out 4 to 6 weeks, man. And so he's out. Rolando McClain, our middle linebacker, solid run stopper, out 4 weeks, suspended. Greg Hardy, defensive end, our main pass rusher, 4 weeks, suspended. Randy Gregory got hurt, our second round draft pick. They say it's just a sprained ankle, so I'm assuming he'll probably just get treatment, things like that, rest, ice it down, you know what I mean? Hopefully that's all it is, you know what I mean? And then Dez, was it the first quarter, I think? He got an IV. I think that more, he was just just pumped up the anxiety, just the first game of the season. It's the Giants, primetime TV, national TV, you know what I mean? And he just got dehydrated. He got to get an IV. I said, okay, he'll settle down. And then I seen him on the sideline. I said, all right, he didn't look good. He had to be helped to the locker room and, diagnosed. He broke his foot, man. I was like, oh, man. But with all that, Romo. Romo. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's crazy to say it. As Cowboys fans, we think back, the beginning of Romo era, Romo had an MVP type of performance, man. I know it's week 1, man, you over-examined. I mean, hey, that last drive he went on, you know what I mean? It was like, what, 75-yard drive, something like that. He made it look easy. I mean, I say about halfway, we got halfway down the field because of a Lance Dunbar run after the catch. I get it, I understand. Don't want to take no credit away from Dunbar. But Romo, man, he drove us straight down the field. I mean, it made it look easy, man. I mean, MVP type stuff. It looked like Brady, you know what I mean? Well, I know you don't get your panties in a bunch, you know what I mean? Romo and Brady in the same sentence, you know what I'm saying? But he drove us down the field that last drive, and he made it look easy. I'm not saying Romo's an MVP favorite right now, but he put up some good numbers. Over 350 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. He threw 2 picks. Now, 1 pick, no, well, I guess you can say it was on him. He threw it behind Jason Witten. Now, Witten has made that catch before, but I mean, you can't really expect the guy to make the great plays routinely. You know what I mean? Even Michael Jordan, he didn't make every game-winning shot he ever took. You know what I mean? So I mean, he was behind Witten. He got tipped. The linebacker picked it. Now, the one to Devin Street. Man, I know Devin took a hit, but then you're an NFL wide receiver. You go across the middle. There's a chance you might get hit. I know Brandon Mayweather, the safety for the Giants, is a big hitter. He hit him and popped it up. McBride picked it off, things like that. But man, Romo was big time. When we got the ball back, when we got the ball back, when you look at the time, not the time, the clock management and the play call by the Giants on their last drive, the decision making there. I mean, a 2-time Super Bowl winning coach, a 2-time Super Bowl MVP quarterback in Eli, because he was 3rd and goal on our 1-yard line. They do a bootleg and they pass the ball. Now, I get it, you know what I mean? Eli has won 2 Super Bowls, so you trust your quarterback. You know what I mean? Those big time moments, you put the ball in your best quarterback. But the thing is, if the pass is incomplete, it stops the clock. And that's the risk that you take. You know what I mean? Sure enough, Barry Church, they did the play action bootleg. Barry Church played this on the field. He played them well. There was no one open yet to throw out the back of the end zone. Now, if they just run the ball, or if Eli just takes the sack, that runs off about 40 seconds off the game clock. You know what I mean? Games, almost basically over. You know what I mean? And then on 4th down, I was thinking, they're on our 1-yard line with about a minute and a half left, something like that. I was like, I would have went for it. Because if you run they got Andre Williams, his 2nd year out of Boston College. They call him the Hammer. He's a very powerful runner between the tackles. I think he was a Heisman finalist in 2013, I believe, the year of Jameis Winston. When he had 2,000 yards, he's a big power back. That's why he's there. Kind of like in 2007 when the Giants won a Super Bowl, they had Brandon Jacobs, a guy like that, big power back. Because even if the Giants don't score, Romo got to go 99 yards. Well, it would have been 23-20. He would have had to go about 70 yards, 75 to give Dan Bailey, and Dan Bailey would have had to kick a clutch kick to go in overtime. But even still, that would have put a lot of pressure on Romo back against the end zone. I would have went for it personally, but Tom Coughlin decided to kick the field goal. I guess you could say the smarter, more safer route, things like that. Went up 26-20, and Romo drove us down the field and made it look easy. I'm proud of my boy tonight. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't always been on Romo's bandwagon. You know what I mean? I was like, Romo have his best year when DeMarco Murray has his best year. Because in 2010, 11, 12, and 13, you know, when we put the ball in Romo's hands, what do we get? 8-8, 8-8, 8-8. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I got to be honest now. As a Cowboy, I mean, I didn't always have 100% faith in him. You know what I mean? I felt pretty good tonight because he was rolling a little bit. You know what I mean? He drove us straight down the field, man. Big ups to my man Romo. Big ups to Romo. Big ups to our defense, our secondary. I do think once Greg Hardy gets in the mix and McClain gets back healthy, don't know, Randy Gregory, he showed some signs. He showed some signs, you know what I mean? He has potential to be a good one. I think our defense will be okay. The concern offensively was the running game. You know what I mean? Now Randall, he ran hard. I wasn't sure about his pass protection. That was better than I thought. Joe Randall has 65 yards, 16 carries. That's over 4 yards a carry. Well, do my math. Yeah, that's over 4. I had to do my math real quick. 16 carries, 65 yards. That's over 4 yards a carry. Excuse me. That's pretty good in NFL standards. But in the second quarter, we reverted back to the old Cowboys. Romo just threw it. I mean, we weren't getting blown out or anything. We were winning the game. You know what I mean? We were moving up and down the field. Turnovers. Cole Beasley turnover right before the half. Turnovers, man. And don't go away from, especially now with no Dez, we're going to need Joe Randall and McFadden and Lance Dunbar. We're going to need these guys. Now, they're not DeMarco. You know what I mean? They're not the but we're going to need these guys. I mean, Romo threw the ball 45 times. In the past, usually Romo's throwing the ball 45 times. He throws that clutch pick and we lose. This time it was the opposite. But I still don't like Romo to throw the ball 45. That's a little bit too much. And Joe Randall, he got the start. He only had 16 carries. You know what I mean? Bring that down. You know what I mean? Bring that. Let Randall get at least 20, 22 touches. You know what I mean? Or let McFadden let him get more carries. So Randall doesn't have the physique to go between the tackles 25 times for 16 games. I don't think. You know what I mean? I think he'll get hurt. And McFadden already has injury issues from out in Oakland, even in college at Arkansas. You know what I mean? But 45 times. I mean, get that down under 40, preferably around 32. 32 pass attempts for Romo. But tonight we got down. We had to do what we had to do. I get it. I understand it. You know what I mean? Romo played a great. I mean, was the Chris Collinsworth and Al Michaels on the telecast? They were saying that you hear Romo saying kill, 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 making the check downs, making the right checks, the protection, reading the blitz. I mean, Romo had a great game tonight, man. Romo had a great game tonight. After the performance he had tonight, I'm starting to have more faith and trust in Romo, man, down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy for my boys. Tyrone Crawford, I did a video about him, if you guys want to check it out, about his new contract. I honestly thought that we overpaid him, but he was the only one who got a sack tonight. Tyrone Crawford was the only one who got a sack tonight. You know what I mean? So, big ups to him, man. Our defense played their butts off, man. Our defense played their butts off, man. Our defense deserved that. Even though the Romo gonna get the shine, Jason Witten, you know what I mean, he got the touchdown, things like that. But our defense, and they 26 total points and 17 off turnovers. You know what I mean? Kicking ourselves in the foot. We gotta go out to Philly next week. Gonna be tough. No Randy Gregory. I mean, no Greg Hardy. No Rolando McClain. No Dez. We at Philly, Atlanta, at the Saints, Tom Brady and the Patriots coming in. Then we got the bye week. Then we at the Giants. Tough, man. Just tough. One word to describe it. Tough schedule. Especially with all those guys being out. Tough, man. That's more pressure on Romo. I mean, everything's we gotta be smooth. You know what I mean? Play calling's gotta be good. Don't neglect the run. You know what I mean? Like we did in the second quarter tonight. You know what I mean? Joe had some good runs, man. Joe Randall had some solid 4 yards a carry. His per carry, he's explosive, and his blitz pickup was better than I thought. You know what I mean? It's better than I thought, man. So I'm just hyped up, man. I'm hyped up, man. Big win. Anyway, man, I'm happy for my boys. Big win. I'm gonna make a video later on this week to talk about the week 2 matchup against the Eagles up in Philly. You know what I mean? We're going to be seeing DeMarco, another divisional game, back-to-back divisional games, things like that. Upcoming schedule is going to be tough, you know what I mean? But I want you guys to check that out in a couple of days. But I'm proud of my boys, man. Hard-fought, resilient victory. A resilient win, man. No doubt about it. You know, we kept fighting. We kept believing, kind of like the wild card game last year against the Lions. Just keep believing, keep fighting, man. Don't give up. Just don't neglect the run. Let Randall get 20 carries, man. Don't neglect the run. If you want to let him get 16 and let McFadden get like 12, something like that. 4 yards of carry is pretty good. Don't neglect the run. Anyway, man, like, subscribe, man. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. I'm hyped, man. I'm pumped up. I kind of settled myself down before I did the video, man. But I'm hyped, man. Good win. Good win, man. Good win. Let's get healthy, cause man. The injuries, man, the injury bug again. Just like what, 2012, I think, 13, injury bug again. You know what I mean? But big ups to Romo. Played like an MVP. He came through. Romo, Dez get well. Randy Gregory with the ankle. Hope we come back. You know what I mean? Get these guys back and get full strength. And yeah, man. I don't know what's going on with the Giants and the play calling and decision making. They kind of gave us the game a little bit, I guess, if you want to say that. But it is what it is, man. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, man. Let me know what you think, man. This your boy, the Real McCoy, man. Cowboys Nation, stand up. Let's believe now. I'm out. Peace.